Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the SU-14-2, the school bus, the Tier 8 Soviet SPG. It's on the north spawn of El Halluf, and this one is under the command of talon1958 of OLIMP. And this is his second replay that he sent in last week, actually, because yes, I'm a bit of a week behind, but it's the second video that we've done on the contest. Now, as you know, Talon and Angelina both in contest to win the weekend's lie-in. And yes, the person who loses actually has to get up at the weekend and look after Remy, whilst the other one gets to enjoy a nice relaxing Sunday morning. Now, the contest is for Arty only, and is to get the best result for the week. Now, it works on Mastery Badge first, then any medals, and then if you're both equal on those at the end of the game, it goes down to the win 8. Okay, well, he's ready to go. He's got the 203mm howitzer, and the first target's turned up. It's a Batchat 12-ton, one of the failed contestants for a light tank. The one that won was the AMX-13. Well, it landed very close to where the Batchat was last spotted. Now, he's landed in a Tier 8 game with only Tier 8 tanks in it. There's no Arty's on his team, it's just him alone, and on the enemy team they've got an FV207. You can see there. Now he's backing up and he's found a new firing position. He's ready to go. Okay, well, he's dialing in as quickly as he can, but we've got an IS-6 who's making a fast move to try and get behind our guys. Okay, we're fully dialed in now, but we need this guy to stop just momentarily. He just took a round from a Rask and he goes down. But over here we've got a Peregrine, which, if I remember correctly, is an IS-3A. And now we've got the LIS, the CS-52. Oh, that was a direct hit and a penetrating shot, I think. Oh no, it wasn't a penetrator. It said 335 on the screen, was saying a lot more hit points was earned, but I think he did actually get some stun assist out of that one as well. For a second it looked like he had penetrated the side of the vehicle. Well, this RT will do 900 alpha and will penetrate 52mm of armor. It's got 10.4 meters burst radius. The standard reload time, 42.19 seconds. Talon's got it down to 33.5, and he's going for a Barask, who has got thin armor. Oh, he got him! He splashed him to death. 261. That's a useful kill. Now he's changing position again. Doesn't have to move very far, but just far enough that the enemy can't counter-battery him. There's a lot of counter-batterying goes on the NA server, but I've noticed a lot of tank players, when they do play Arty, if they play Arty, are using counter-battery a lot. It's almost like they don't want the enemy to have an Arty. Okay, there's the Peregrine, the IS-3A clone, the auto-reloader. Wargaming has been creating a lot of these clones of vehicles that are already in the game, just giving them a fancy name like the Forest Spirit for the SU-14-2. And that Peregrine looks like he's kind of trapped now. We haven't got shots on some of the other tanks, but you can see that Talon's looking around, hastily trying to find a new target he can shoot at. There are a number of enemy tanks directly down near their cap area, but he hasn't got any sighting on them at all. In fact, he's now looking desperately to find an enemy target. He's found one, an Iron Arnie. Round south. He's going to try and splash this guy. Yep. He does get 120 hit points on the Iron Arnie, 2 critical hits, but he fixes his stun very quickly, and we lose the LT-432. But the enemy is being pushed back with one tank down at the moment. The Iron Arnie's trying to re-engage that Centurion. And a Barask is coming in as well. The enemy are being forced back here. They know they're outmatched. Rounds out. It's stunned both of them, which is good news because it will slow down their reflexes and allow our teammates to get kills. Now, the actual SU-14-2, there is one still in existence. It's at the Russian Tank Museum at Kubinka in Moscow, and actually fired from that very site. Not in the actual museum, of course. It fired from Kubinka during the siege of Moscow. We spotted the SU-130 near the enemy cap area. Last time we saw them was just there. Now, oh, trees go down. So obviously we know somebody's gone through that spot. And he hits that spot just to see if he can catch someone. Now, there are two enemy tanks who actually made it up to this side of the map. The MV7X and M41 Bulldog. So it is probably a good idea for him to move from this position and get to further concealment. Because if they are making their way round to try and get at the Arty, it wouldn't be a good idea to be hiding in the corner when they arrive. In fact, it would be much better for him to ambush them from a different position. Okay, Lorraine 40-ton, 4-shot autoloader, French medium. It's a premium. I'd say around about there on that corner. He's marked the spot to tell his teammates that's where I'm aiming. Our guys haven't reached that area yet. Okay, the MV7X has just been spotted and he's trying to help his teammates. Oh, the ELC went over the cliff edge. So he's gone. And now we've got sight on that Lorraine 40-ton. It's just we've got to dial in again. Now, he did the right thing to change his aim spot. He's going for the Lorraine. Okay, if the Lorraine was there, then he's badly damaged him. The Bulldog went back to the other side of the valley to try and help defend. And I think now he's bitten off more than he can chew because he's starting to receive fire from our teammates and he's gone down. He was on fire at the end. The Progetto set light to him. So we're going back to the position where the Lorraine 40-ton was seen. Almost reloaded. Now he's going to hold fire. Wait till somebody spots that Lorraine 40-ton. He might not be on that corner anymore. He has changed position. Yep, he's actually tried to move up on our guys. And whilst he's on the other side of that rock, we can't get a shot on him. Not from here. Now, we're still looking for that SU-130 PM. They could be in that area. In fact, it's very likely they are. That would seem almost a certainty. In fact, they have been spotted. Or were spotted in there. There's an SU-152. He's been taken out. There's the enemy Arty. The FV207, he's been spotted now as well. So we'll give him a shot. Now, lead the target. Work out where he's headed. He's decided not to shoot. There's the SU-130 PM. So he was close by. He was in those bushes. He's trying to do a leading shot. Fires his round in. Oh, he dies before the shell arrives, but he was right on target. And now, that's it. The game's over. Here's the end of battle stats. That was the third-class tank of a talon1958 in the SU-14-2. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 7 in this game. And he's got a win rate of 1,264. But sadly, that's not enough to beat Angelina, who is currently in the lead. And she's got a score of a third-class Bruiser and a Confederate. So she's beating him by the Confederate at the very least. And on this one, she got 1,352. He's got 1,264. So she's beating him on win 8 as well. But that's showing that, well, on this attempt, Talon didn't beat her on the contest. But we can see that he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Barask on his team, who got a high caliber and 3,760 hit points. Second highest damage was the IS-3A, 3,292. And third highest damage went to the SU-130 PM on the enemy team. Now, he would have got the kill if that shell had actually hit the guy before he died, because, yeah, it looked to me like that shell was about to land right on top of him, and it probably would have penetrated him and wiped him out with one shot. When it came to kills, it was actually shared between the Barras, the IS-3A, the Centurion, all had 3 kills each. 2 kills went to the Progetto 46, the SU-14-2 and the M41 Bulldog, and I'm afraid Talon only got 1 kill, which puts him in joint third. When it came to base XP, it's the Barras top with 1,211, the IS-3A managed 1,163, and the Centurion one managed 961, so only 2 players managed to get over 1,000 base, with Talon getting 611. He fired 8 rounds, got 1 direct hit, no penetrations, 8 splash, damage of 1,110, all of it at more than 300 meters, damage 5 the enemy, killed 1, and 266 hit points of damage assistance, plus 481 hit points of stun assist off 6 stunners. That's probably why it only was a 3rd class. Now, he did earn a profit from this game, 117,872, but that's because he got a mission completion of 105,000. So otherwise, the score would have been closer to, well, was it 12? It's, yes, 12,000 credits or thereabouts, 12,872. He actually did earn a profit on XP as well, 1,833, but sadly he didn't get the lead. He says it's a start. This is his, I think it's his second replay sent in the contest, but I'm afraid, yes, he's not in the lead. But there are some more replays, so let's have a look at the second replay for this video. The second replay is in the 212A. We're on the southwest spawn of Oyster Bay, and Talon's underway. Okay, 212A is the Tier 9 Soviet SPG this time. It's a Tier 9 game with Tier 8 tanks in it. He's still got the B4 howitzer, which is capable of 900 alpha, 52mm of pen with standard ammo, and it's also capable of a burst radius or damage radius 10.4 meters. Talon's taking it right the way down to the beach edge. This is going to be interesting. It might improve his angle on some of the enemy tanks that are coming in this direction, but he might have to watch out because there's some possible spots where the enemy might be able to get shots on him. Okay, lovely angles on this area where the TDs are. In fact, we've got a Char Future 4 in that spot, but he didn't shoot. He held his shot, and with good reason. The Char Future did go down to that corner. Rounds out. Here we go. Well, the Char pulled away the moment he knew a shell was inbound, so he must have the early detection warning skill. And Talon's changing position. Now, we know there are enemy tanks in that general area because one was spotted, then we've lost sight of him. Yes, it's an AMX-65 ton. And lining up a shot. We're almost loaded. He pulls back into cover just as our shell goes. But we got a few hit points. So far, only 33 from 2 shots. But don't let that deceive you because he did get stunned on those tanks. And of course, he warned that Char Future 4 that if he carries on doing what he's doing, he's going to get hit. Okay, there's 2 enemy tanks in that general area. Unfortunately, we've lost sight of them temporarily, but I think Talon's going to put a round in there. Well, there's one of them. It's a CS, or is it CS? It is a TS-54. It's the tank you get for with the double barrel that you get if you have Watt Plus. If you're fool enough to buy Watt Plus. Yes, I know, it's just a money-grabbing idea by Wargaming. They thought, well, all these people are paying for their Netflix their subscriptions or whatever else they're subscribing for. Why can't they just pay a few extra pounds for Wargaming? Oh, now we saw a tree go down there. I think that enemy tank backed away a little too far, gave away his position. Now Talon's getting closer to the enemy here at the moment. Okay, on this side of the map we can see the TS-54 has gone to that corner. Now we can definitely splash him, and if Talon was to go to overhead view, you can see exactly where the TS-54 is, but he's blown up. So Talon's switching his aim to the other side of the battlefield, and there's that AMX-65 ton again. He's dialing in as fast as he can. He fires the round in. Oh, good shot actually. It went where we thought the 65-ton might go. As you know, 2128 based on the KV220 hull, so it's a KV tank, but never got built because they didn't build that many KV222s. In fact, they only built 2. Oh, now that standard B's in a lot of trouble because Talon's almost loaded and he has to stay there, otherwise he's in trouble because he might get hit. Well, he's going right up against the edge of the cliff there. We can't see him at the moment because he's gone unspotted, which I would have put a blind shot in there just to see if we could get some damage off him. But he's forcing that A phase 1 to pull back. There's the standard B. Okay, can get a direct shot in. He fires it. Oh, kill shot! It was worth it. It was definitely worth firing around in there because he got a kill out of it. And now he's up to 591 hit points of overall damage and he got some stun assist. Okay, T-34-2. Our guys are pushing on that area and I don't think the enemy likes it. It's almost like they're pulling away or trying to outsmart our guys. Go round. Rounds out. Oh, splashed him for 327. Makes him a one shot. Okay, that T-34-2 is actually getting closer and closer. Not to us, though. To our teammates. Now, he is drawing fire. We're having to change the angle. He's going to go around that corner, I think. Or is he? No, he's headed for the cap. Oh, he splash killed him! Even though the shell landed some distance behind the target, he splashed him to death simply by virtue of the fact that he got the shell close enough within the damage radius. So that's his second kill of the game. Now, we did see an enemy Arty shell head in our direction. The enemy Arty's a batch at 155.55, but he was so far away from where we're actually aiming that... Oh, another big hit. 345. Changing position. Now, the enemy Arty shell landed just a short distance away from here. So, yes, I'm expecting the enemy Arty might try that spot again. But there's that Char Future 4, and he obviously hasn't learned his lesson. He's still trying to use the same position to fire from, and that could be fatal for him. We're going to go for the car re. Keeps bouncing backwards and forwards. There's not much move. Well, he can't move too far away from that position, but I think Talon's going to put a round in there and try and wipe him out. Rounds out. And he doesn't kill him, but he did wound him for 109. And he's backing away to avoid counter battery. Oh, he did get some stun assist. The car went down eventually to the Char Future 4 on her. Oh, was it? Oh, no, it was our Progetto 46 got him. So I thought it was the Char Future 4. Okay, AE phase 1. Sitting on the corner, he's marked the target to say that's what I'm going for. It helps our teammates to identify where the shells are going. The AE phase 1 gets stunned, and we picked up a whole load of stun assist off that one. 740 stun assist. And I have the feeling that one of our teammates actually just derped him. The Object 704. There he is. Just coming into view. And the enemy A phase 1 dies to the TS-54. We've now got this Kampfpanzer 3. He's into the siege mode. Rounds out on that spot. That's certainly going to annoy him. That Char Future 4 still hasn't learned his lesson. Talon's marked the target, but I'm not sure we can get a shot in. Oh, and our Progetto goes down. Not good for him. But the Ferdinand is pushing that Char Future 4 back. And Talon's about to let loose some thunder of his own and wipe that Char Future 4 out. Rounds out. Oh! Well, it was close enough. It probably would have killed him. And there's only one enemy left. It's the batch at 155.55. Or is it? Yes, it is. And that guy just managed... What was it? No, it was our TS-54. Just managed to kill the the Char Future. Was it the Char Future? But, oh, the last enemy is the Batchat. Yep, we're looking for him. I think he may be around that side. There he is. Rounds out. It's going to be an accurate one at long range. Oh, it was right on the money. It hit the wreck and made a twang, but the target was already dead. Here's the end of battle results, and yes, Talon was denied a third kill by his shot arriving very, very late, but then it was fired from one end of the battlefield to the other, so it's not surprising it had a long flight time. He managed to get a second-class tanker out of that game, as well as a bruiser for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 11, and he got a Confederate in this one as well, for hitting more tanks than anyone else on his team, at least 6 tanks, subsequently taken down by other teammates. His win rate, 2,170, and with that result, he actually snatches the lead away from Angelina75, because her greatest score on this game so far was third class bruiser and Confederate, and we can see that Talon's now got a second class bruiser and a Confederate, so he's definitely in the lead. If we look at the scores, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the A phase 1 that he managed to get around on. 4,508 hit points of damage went to that guy, and he got a cool-headed and high caliber. The second highest damage went to the Brass with 3,693, and the third was the Foch, 3,217. Talon got 2,002, and of course he got the Confederate. The T-55A also managed to pick up a Spartan in that game. When it came to kills, it was actually the Progetto 46 who got the highest with 3 kills. Unfortunately, he got killed when he tried to go too deep and tried to take out the Char Future 4 on the enemy team. Just didn't have enough hit points left to take on that guy. He's got, of course, a very powerful 105mm gun, whereas the Progetto only had a 46, a 90mm round rather, and therefore he was outmatched. But we can see that in joint second place, we've got Talon with 2 kills, alongside our Char Future 4, the Ferdinand and the TS-54, and only one player on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill, and that was their Char Future 4. When it came to base XP, he's a little further down the table. Talon managed 865, but the top scorer was the Progetto, the Barask with 1,125, then the Progetto with 1,079, and then the TS-54, 1,018. So 3 players managed to get over 1,000 base in the game, and Talon was fairly close to them. He fired 14 rounds, decent amount of ammo expended, and that also helps to get the high score. 2 direct hits on the enemy, none of them penetrated, but he did get 14 splash, and splash actually accounted for 2 of the kills that he actually got in the game. 2,002 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters, damaged 80 the enemy, killed 2, so there's the Confederate. 1,642 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns, that's where he got the second class. Now, he earned a profit in credits, 102,236 credits, but he did get a mission completion on that day. And he also took away 2,595 experience points altogether. So, at last, Talon is in the lead. But there is another replay in, so let's have a look at that one. The third replay is in the FV207, the Tier 8 British SPG, located on the north spawn of Abbey and under the command of Angelina75. Well, this is Angelina's first attempt to try and dislaunch Talon from the top of the table. He's currently running, currently winning, I should say, not running, and Angelina needs to get a good replay in. Now, this Arty does have a 152mm 6-inch gun, which is capable of doing 650 alpha and penetrating 38mm of armor. Angelina's selected a position which enables her to shoot straight down the Abbey Road, and there is an enemy target. Progetto, she fires the round in. Oh, direct hit with her first shot. 246. Now, she's changing position, but she's not moving too far away. You notice that tower. In fact, there's 2 towers that actually get in the way on this end from shooting at the Bridge Road. Whereas it's not the same at the other end, but there's nearly always a tank destroyer sitting behind that bush. So she's going to put a round in, I think. Rounds out. Well, if there was somebody there, they've got a headache now because, yes, a round just smacked them in the face. It didn't penetrate or get a direct hit, but it certainly annoyed the enemy. Okay, so we've got one enemy tank trying to make his way up the river road, the Tiger 1. Angelina really has a good angle from this position. Unfortunately, our teammates did not go down the river road, which means that Tiger 1's probably going to get to the far end. And it would be a good idea for Angelina to relocate, and she suddenly decided, yeah, that's probably a good idea. In fact, that Tiger 1 was not the only tank that actually went in that direction. They've got an E50 there as well. An E-Bumsig. Okay. Now, enemy M12 has been spotted. There's 2 Arty on the enemy team. He knows he's been spotted. He's taking massive fire. Angelina's trying to work out where he's headed, and he dies before she can shoot. So she saved herself a shell, but misses out on a kill. Somebody just knocked a tree down there. She's firing where she thinks the enemy tank is. Oh, hits the rock face. Now, the FV207 is another Arty that never actually got built. It was going to be based on the A45 Conqueror tank, but just never got produced. She's looking for targets. She's found one. And she's going for the Doom Turtle instead. Lining him up, rounds out, looks good. Yes, direct hit, 233. Now it looks like the enemy had been stopped from coming in on the river road, so she can devote her attention to these guys on this side of the map. You can see that Doom Turtle's already taken direct hits on the front cupola, and Angelina's certainly going to make it difficult for him. Looks like the other Arty's also firing in this direction, and he'll be very happy to see that because he tracked the guy, and so he's picked up some extra hit points. Or stun assist, I should say. Okay, Angelina firing finding a new firing position. Now the IS was very smart there to get out of that spot because he knew he was going to take some damage. The Doom Turtle has gone down. In fact, the enemy is starting to lose tanks, and she's trying to follow this Progetto. Rounds out. Oh, lovely shot right into his rear. It looked like it tracked him as well, and he turned round. The enemy's still trying to come through the gates at the river road. Still 4 kills each. Oh, now we've got ahead now. With 2 tanks ahead on the enemy. Okay, that's good news. The bad news is that the enemy has got a Malshun, and he's in the middle channel on the east side. Well, she managed to get a critical hit on him. Standard reload for this Arty is 28.76 seconds. Angelina's got it down to, I think, just over 22 seconds per shot. 23.49. Okay, she just saw a T-25AT, but he's backed away from the position he was in. Angelina's looking to put some help in that way. Unfortunately, the shell hit the buildings there. I think she didn't get a chance to get a direct hit, but I think she was after the turtle. Yes, this the battle assistant on the wargaming side is not very good. You really do need to use the one from Aslane's if you can get a hold of it, because it's much more stable. You don't get it lifting up suddenly like that, so you can't see what you're aiming at. Much better. Well, the Malshun's still there, but he's very low on hit points now. He's only got 3. Angelina could take him out of the game with just 1 shot. Of course, it will cost us some hit points, but won't get as many. I think our GW Panther just missed on getting the kill. In fact, actually, the kill went to the FV202. And Angelina's headed over towards the other side of the battlefield. Now, I'm wondering why she's done that, because there's always the threat of that Striv S1 on the other side of the battlefield. I have the feeling what Angelina's doing at the moment is trying to get a better angle for the attacks on the enemy cap area. We can't get a shot in the LTG, he's very low on hit points, but Angelina can hit this T25AT, fires in. She stops him in his tracks, tracks him, he uses his repair kit, and then drives into the castle grounds. So now Angelina's out in the open, so she needs to get into cover quick, because he's going to see her. Or is he? Because it looks like he tried to get into the castle grounds and he can't. Because we've already got a Super Hellcat there, and I think that that guy is going to go down now. Yes, the T25AT was taken out by our Leopard prototype. And Angelina's now able to proceed over to this side of the battlefield, get better angles on the enemy. The only worry is, of course, that Striv S1. He might turn up. Well, I have the feeling Angelina's gone all Rambo on us now, because she is going to head towards the enemy cap area. Or at least she's picking up a spot where she can get better angles on the enemy. Turtle 1. Right over the other side of the battlefield. I don't think she's got a shot on that guy at the moment. She's looking for it. Trying to find a position. The Striv S1 on the enemy team just killed our SMB CC87. Which tends to make me think he's probably over the other side of the battlefield. In fact, he has been spotted. He's now down in the south on the east side near the river. There he is. So moving over here actually has helped her a little. Can she get a shot in that corner? She changes instead. Oh! Now the GW Panther did fire around in there to try and get him. She was almost fully dialed in, but she she changed the aim to go for the turtle. Now the IS is headed down that way. I'm wondering if Angelina is trying to get a better angle on the turtle, or if she's trying to go down the river road. Yeah, I think it's the river road this time. Okay, they've got a problem with the turtle, which is, I think, what Angelina's trying to fix, because the turtle is basically hull down at the moment. We've got the IS going down to try and dislodge the Striv S1. Angelina's getting in a position where she might be able to get shots on both of them from the river area. So you can see this is where the big battle occurred earlier in the game. A lot of wrecks. Okay, she's going for the Striv S1. No, the Striv's actually gone round the cap area and is now attacking our FV207, and he's managed to get close. Angelina's trying to dial in as quickly as she can. Round south. Can she get a kill? Well, she's certainly got a piece of him. 26 hit points. And the GW Panther does the same, but unfortunately the FV207 goes down. He's out the game. So that means the IS is on his own down there, and Angelina could move south right now to get to a position. In fact, the enemy Arty's just been spotted. Angelina's loaded, so she can put around in there and take out the the SU-14-2. He's moving away. Line up the shot there. Oh, he just got hit by the GW. Rounds out. And Angelina gets 114 as well. It would certainly be interesting if the IS was to go around there. We're loading as fast as we dare. The SU-14-2 trying to get away, but I think the GW is going to reload before we do. And I think he's in that bush there. And in fact, the GW gets the kill. So there's only 2 enemies left. There's 4 on our team. Angelina's moving towards the enemy cap using her W key. Yep, she knows where it is. So it just goes to show all those tank drivers, you see, yeah, Arty does know where their W key is, and occasionally they use it very, very well indeed. Now, it's a good job that Angelina did move away from the cap area because, yes, the Striv S1 is now just shy of going into our cap area. Now, she can get a shot on him from this angle. The Leopard prototype's going in from a different angle. Now, we've lost sight of him temporarily, but she can dial in on that corner. The GW will probably spot him as he goes over the rise. Then Angelina will put her round into his side. The Leopard prototype's changing position. Angelina's trying to change her position as well. Prototype's going to come up on the other side of the cap. Angelina's trying to get a different angle. I hope these buildings don't get in the way. Not sure if the Striv actually did see where the GW Panther was located. He might not have spotted him. That's the 2-minute warning. I'm also wondering now if the Striv S1 has actually changed position altogether. There he is. Angelina's loaded. Rams out. Direct hit, 265. The GW hits him as well. Unfortunately, the GW is probably going to go down. Oh! No! The kill shot went to the Leopard, who got one in and saved the GW from getting hit. Now that means there's only 1 enemy remaining, the Turtle 1. And he's up on the north as well, trying to get to our cap area. And he's just hit the GW Panther. Now, Angelina's going to try and get a shot on. We just lost the GW. We know the Tortoise is there, but we just can't see him. She's firing in. Blind. Didn't get a hit. Our IS is capping at the other end. Now, he hasn't got enough time to cap, so we have to kill the Turtle. Unless Angelina can drive to the cap, and I don't think she has got the time. So we need to kill this Turtle. He hasn't found him, so he must be in the cap area or near it. If the... Oh, now, unfortunately, the Leopard prototype just got damaged. I'm wondering what's going on there. Oh, Angelina just got a direct hit. 92. She can't see the guy, but she is getting hits. I'm not sure why she's not seeing the Turtle, but he is there. Oh, and she gets another direct hit. Here's the end of battle results, and yes, the Leopard prototype did kill the Turtle at the end. And the reason we couldn't see the Turtle at that moment was the Leopard prototype didn't have a radio working, and therefore he couldn't transmit and show us where the enemy was. This goes to show the radio operator or the radio is important, because otherwise they can't transmit the information to the Arty, so that the Arty can get a shot on the enemy. So even though we were firing in, and Angelina was actually firing at where the Leopard prototype was aiming, she did get 2 direct hits on that Turtle there. You can see that she actually hit him for 92 hit points of damage, even though he's got very tough armor. And but unfortunately, she couldn't see him, so she was just using the Leopard prototype to kind of guide her as to where he was. But yes, it was down to the Leopard prototype. he couldn't transmit the information. We did know that the turtle was there because the GW saw him before the GW died. So the GW knew he was there and transmitted that information to Angelina, but Angelina couldn't see what the Leopard prototype was seeing because he wasn't transmitting any information. He had either his radio was down or his radio operator was dead, and therefore we couldn't see it, so we couldn't help him except by pumping those rounds in as Angelina did. Well, she got a third-class tanker out of that game, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 7. And she got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in her team. And her win rate was 1,609, which is very good indeed. But unfortunately, this is not enough to beat Talon, who is still in the lead with a second-class bruiser and a Confederate. So this attempt is not going to be enough for Angelina to seize the lead. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage in this game actually went to the FV207 with 3,256 hit points of damage, with the second highest damage going to the G-Saw on the enemy team, on our team rather. 2,738 hit points went to him, and the Leopard prototype managed 2,702 hit points of damage. Angelina got 1,511 and of course picked up the Confederate. When it came to kills, it was the Leopard prototype did the best with 5 kills. 4 kills went to the Striv S1, and 2 kills went to the Tortoise, the SMV CC67, and on the enemy team, their FV207, their Turtle 1, and their Progetto 46. And we can see Angelina didn't get any kills at all, but at least she got the Confederate. When it came to base XP, she's still down at 678, which is way down the table there, but the high scorer was the Leopard prototype, who managed 1,067, of course, got the last kill of the game. 825 went to the G-Saw, and 819 went to the GW Panther. 17 shots fired, 7 direct hits on the enemy, none of them penetrated, 11 splash, damage of 1,511 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. She damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 0, but she got 429 hit points of damage assistance and 688 of stun assist off 11 stuns. Now, she did earn a profit. Even on a free-to-play account, she got 781 out of that game. And she also managed to get a 25 bonds and also 1,356 XP from the game. But sadly, as I said, it's not enough for Angelina to actually pick up the lead. So, yes, I'm afraid she's going to have to try again. And there is going to be another video featuring the battle from last week, as well as videos on the battle from this week coming up very shortly, so do stick around on our channel. So I hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.